Initiation is a 2021 thriller horror film that is directed, co-produced, and co-written by John Berardo. It is also inspired by his short film Dembringer. Damn, did you trust anybody to help you do this film? During a homecoming party, a sorority member named Kylie is found unconscious and alone in a room with three members. The following morning, she is cruelly mocked on social media, so she seeks out help from a couple of other sorority members, and one of them is being Ellery. When Ellery agrees to investigate, she realizes her brother is not only involved, but maybe be a part of sexual assault. It soon takes a huge turn as kids are not just being suspects, but also being murdered. I was surprised of how good this movie is. I'm being dead serious. I was coming to this film thinking it's going to be one of those genres of slasher horror films that's not just done wrong, but the premise, the direction, the story development, the character development. I thought that it was going to be lacking a lot of material. And the reason why I gave you that praise, John, is because you have done a great job proving me wrong. You showed me what a film like this is supposed to be in that aspect. If for those who keep defending Climax to this day, saying that it's still a horror film, no matter what my opinion is, I recommend you go and check this movie out because this movie shits on Climax on every aspect. The character development, the story, even the music. They don't play much music on this movie, but it's way better than the music on Climax. I'm gonna get right down to the point. Now, the story, as I mentioned, the girl Kylie, she goes to this party, and just like what high school and college kids do, they get drunk, they get intoxicated, they get drugged up, and by her being involved in that manner, she wakes up and she doesn't wake up. Her friend, she kind of goes in her room, which is Ellery, and she realizes that there are three kids, the three boys just sitting there like shook up, and her brother is in the room with her, and she escorted her out of there. Now the next day, she is traumatized of what happened. Like, what happened to me? Did they rape me? What did they do to me? And that's where the development starts, where we begin to be attached to these characters as they try to investigate of what happened to Kylie that night. Not just with Kylie and Ellery, but her brother and all other characters as well that's influenced into this film. So yeah, all lives matter. All lives matter in this film, and that is very important, especially in a horror film, because as I mentioned, when these killings begin to start and we don't know nothing about these characters, how are we going to care about them? Ellery has a brother that I mentioned that was in the room when Kylie passed out, and he actually has a history of being accused of sexual assault. This isn't the first time this happened. So when this happens again, people are beginning to wonder if he is doing this purposely. Like, is he really going around messing with women like this? So by him being like one of the main gymnasts in in the school and stuff, because he's well known, he's a very good athlete. In fact, gym coaches and teachers are actually on his side, like they're actually trying to vouch for him, but it begins to bother him. It begins to mess. It begins to mess with his training. It begins to affect his career. Like, he cannot focus. So we be focused on this character for a bit. So when this happens, he begins to lose track, and it's not just him. Like, more characters that reacts to certain things when it comes to exposure in this film, because there's a lot of kids that do fucked up shit on here, and when these killings begin to happen, when people are begin to be exposed, or when they're about to be a suspect, it shows you how they are reacting to it. Unlike movies like Scream or other movies where they have characters that we don't like and they end up being killed off, they actually show you how they are on initiation when it comes to their attitude, how they are towards people, and just how they develop up. And I liked it. I thought that was pretty good and well done for us to be attached to them even more. So when shit ends up happening, we feel an impact to them. If there's no development cycle, if it's no, like, if we don't know much about the characters, then we are not going to care about it. I feel like the character development does matter in horror films. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. Now, they done it correctly. They done it well. So when these things happen, when these murders begin to occur, you be on the edge of your seat, not just by us wondering if the character's going to live or not, but the serial killer as well when it comes to doing these murders. First of all, the killer is unknown, and how they reveal this character, because they do show a reveal of the character. It's a good twist. I did not expect this character to be the killer. And by you watching this film, you would never know either. Now you know how there are films that has like twists and like who done it and who was the person who was doing these killings. They show you little signs of who it could be, and sometimes they throw you off. But at the same time, we're smart now, so we try to figure things out, and we try to look at the dumb aspects so we can pay attention to people try to slither under the rug to make them be like they're not a suspect, but they really are because they're never around. With Initiation, it caught me off guard who the killer was. So when they revealed the character, I was like, what? It was that person? Watch Initiation. I bet you're not going to know who the killer is. I bet you're not. I guarantee you. And as for the killer's perspective of how he murders people is very intense. Now, you know how every killer has their weapon of choice. Like Michael Myers, he's mainly known for a kitchen knife. He uses other aspects to add creativity to his killings as the movie progresses. But he is known for for the kitchen knife. That was his first kill on the first Halloween when he was a kid, and he has grown to love to use a kitchen knife. We have Jason, who uses the machete. We have Freddy Krueger, who uses claws and he fucks you up in his dreams. We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have all these killers that are known by their weapon of choice and what makes them who they are. This killer uses a drill. And what makes the movie horrific is not only that he kills people using this drill, but it shows you how he how you get interacted with the drill. It doesn't just show you and then cut off the scene quickly. No, it shows the full interaction of what happens when you get involved with tools, with drills, with nails. And it shows you for a good while. Like, it wants to make you feel uncomfortable. And that's what I love about this film. And not only that, but the killer is unfairly strong. Like, the killer is a freaking brute. So if the killer is not going to be able to kill you with the drill, he's going to kill you by brute force. The killer is huge. The killer is strong. The killer is brutal. So there are times when you see the killer in the way he kills people, when he comes to his next victim, you know that the victims is gonna probably get killed off because the killer is very like powerful. I'm very happy that John Barado has done a good job making this film, because I was digging deep of what is a good party horror film, and Initiation came out of nowhere, honestly. I love this film. I love what it produced, and I loved his work. Everything about this film shits on Climax. I don't want to add too much about Climax. If you haven't seen it, check it. Check my review out. Do not check the movie out. Check this movie out. If you're looking for a party horror film that has gone wrong and people are just getting killed out of nowhere, I suggest you check this movie out. You would not be sorry. I'm going to have to give Initiation an A. Could have given it a higher rating, like an A+, but there's one issue that I forgot to address, and that is the fact that when they revealed the killer, or who the killer was, they never really showed. They showed the reason. They showed the reason why the killer was doing this, but I kind of felt like it was by the end of the film. It was by the end of the film. It was like around 2 or 3 minutes in before the credits rolled. I felt like they should have gave the killer more time to show us not just the reason, because like I mentioned, they showed us the reason why the killer has done it, but give us at least like 5 minutes, probably a minute more, so we can be into the depth of feeling the killer's motivation of why they have done it in the first place. It's reasonable, but not fully understandable. You know what I'm saying? So it felt like it felt like that scene was just to show everybody who it was, so they can have the shock factor in, and that was it. That was it. And then the movie just went black. So I was like, wow, what? Are you serious? And then the movie just went dark, and I was shocked that it was that person, and then I was shocked that the movie ended just like that. So yeah, that's the reason why I gave it a low rating. It's still a good film though. A is a great score. It's right next door to an A+, but that's my I was done anyway. But anyway, that's all I have for today. Please stay tuned for more of my reviews and upcoming videos coming your way. This is TCT, your critic teacher. You guys have a damn good day.